Welcome to Elimu TV. This is Mathematics Form 3, and I'm your TV mathematics teacher, Mr. Kamau. In today's lesson, we are going to summarize what we said about solving simultaneous equations, one quadratic and one linear, by graphical method. Now, basically what we said is that if you are given two equations, one y is equals to mx plus n, and the other one, that is a linear equation, and the other one, y is equals to ax squared plus bx plus c. You can use substitution method to solve by saying, substituting the first equation in the second, so that you have mx plus n is equals to ax squared plus bx plus c. In which case, after you solve this, you come up with a quadratic equation, which you can solve using the quadratic formula. Quadratic formula: x is equals to negative b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac divided by 2a. And so that you will have two values of x, which means you will have a corresponding two values of y. And so you should not stop solving until you have gotten the two pairs, value of x and value of y, twice. The other method is the graphical method. And graphical method, you will plot the two graphs on the same axis. The graph of y is equals to mx plus n, and the graph of y is equals to ax squared plus bx plus c. And in doing this, you will get 2 points of intersection. You get 2 points of intersection. And those 2 points, remember, any point on the Cartesian plane has got both the x-coordinate and the y-coordinate. So the x-coordinate will give you the value of x, and y-coordinate will give you the value of y. And since there will be two, then you will have two pairs of x and y. Now, it is very important to remember that when you are solving quadratic, simultaneous equations, one quadratic and one linear, you will have two pairs of solutions, unlike the simultaneous linear equations. For simultaneous linear equations, we normally have only one pair of solutions. But for this one, we will have two pairs of solutions. Now, I'll continue with the same thought because there is another area very important that we need to understand how to solve. So, let me approach this by giving you an example. You are told to draw the graph of y is equals to 2x squared plus x minus 2. And use it to solve the equation 2x squared. Use it to solve the equation 2x squared plus x minus 2 is equals to 5. 2, use it to solve the equation 2x squared plus x minus 5 is equals to 0. And also use the same graph to solve the equation 2x squared plus 2x minus 3 is equals to 0. Now, the first thing to do is to to draw the table of values, and we are going to plot for values of x from -3 to 2. -3 to 2. So we do the table of values, x and y, -3 to 2, -1, 0, 1, and 2. So when x is equals to -3, you should get the value of y is 13. When x is equals to -2, you should get the value of y is 4, then -1, -2, 1, and 8. Remember how we do this? You simply enter the value of x you want in the equation on your calculator. So you will say 2 times -3 squared. Now remember, when you are entering -3, you press, first of all you press 2, then you press multiplication, then the bracket, and then you press negative sign in your calculator. And I'm assuming you are using the scientific calculator FXMS82. That is the model that is recommended. Then you press the number 3, and then you say, you press the x squared key. That is how you enter that, so that you get the correct solutions. Okay, now we have table of values. So let's write down the points. That is -3, 13, then -2, 4, then -1, -1, then 0, -2, then 1, 1, and then 2, 8. Right. So now we can, I have written this for you so that you can write it down. You know what we are solving. I'll remove it so that we can have space for drawing the graph. Now here goes the graph that we are supposed to draw. So plotting the points is easy. We should have -3, 13. -3, 13 is in between there. Then -2, 4. -2, 4. -1, -1. 0, -2. Then 1, 1. And 2, 8. So and remember, when you are drawing this, you don't just, you can extend. It doesn't have to be just starting from that point and just at that point. You can extend depending on the shape of the curve. So approximately, or roughly, that is the kind of a curve we are supposed to get. Now, we are to use this graph to solve. This is the graph of y is equals to 2x squared plus x minus 2. 2x squared plus x minus 2. And we want to solve the equation 2x squared plus x minus 2 is equals to 5. So how do we go about solving that? Okay, so since this is y is equals to 2x plus x minus 2, I can say what? I can say I can just subtract the 2, and now you have 2x squared. Supposing I write them next to each other, minus 2 is equals to y. So I will say subtract. So you have 2x squared minus 2x squared, 0. X minus x, 0. Negative 2 minus negative 2, 0. So the whole of left hand side is equals to 0. And then here I have 5 minus y. 5 minus y. Which means then this becomes y is equals to 5. In other words, if we take negative y to the other side, we get y is equals to 5. So what do I need to do with that? That gives me the line that will solve this equation here. You see, on this side, we have y, which is 2x plus x plus minus 2. So if I draw the line y is equals to 5, it will be this line here, y is equals to 5. This is the line y is equals to 5. Now you remember when we were solving, when the quadratic equation is equals to 0, we found the values of x where the curve cuts the y-axis, that is the x-axis. That is where y is equals to 0. Now we are looking for where y is equals to 5. So at the points where the graph cuts the line y is equals to 5 gives us the solution to our equation 2x squared plus x minus 2 is equals to 5. So get the values of x at this point, the values of x, and you find that to solve we will now simply say x is equals to, that will be negative 1.8, and the other one will be x is equals to 1.5. So the solution to this is x is equals to negative 1.8 and x is equals to 1.5. If you draw this accurately on your graph paper, on your graph book, you'll be able to get more accurate solutions. Now let's move on to the next question. We are asked to solve the equation using the same graph to solve the equation 2x squared. Solve the equation 2x squared plus x minus 5 is equals to 0. Now, the procedure is the same. Procedure is the same. I will write them next to each other. The equation for the graph is 2x squared plus x minus 2 is equals to y. Then I will say subtract. So here 2x squared minus 2x squared is 0. X minus x is 0. Negative 5 minus negative 2 should give you negative 3. And here we have 0 minus y is negative y, which brings us to y is equals to 3. So in order to solve the second equation, what we need to do is to draw the line y is equals to 3. The line y is equals to 3. There it goes. That is y is equals to 3. And find the values of x where this line intersects with the curve. So it intersects at a point C and a point D. So we can read the values of x at both points and say the solution is x is equals to negative 1.5 and x is equals to positive 1.3. And that will be the solution to the question that we have been asked. Then the other one, we are asked to solve the equation 2x squared plus plus 2x and minus 3 is equals to 0. Again, we follow the same procedure. Take the equation of the curve and write it next to this one. So we have 2x squared plus x minus 2 is equals to y. And then we say subtract. So 2x squared minus 2x squared, 0. 2x minus x is equals to x. And then negative 3 minus negative 2, that should give you negative 1, is equals to 0 minus y is negative y. So if we multiply throughout by negative 1 on both sides, we'll get y is equals to 1 minus x. Y is equals to 1 minus x. So that is the line that we need to draw in order to get the solution. So to draw that line, we need a table of values. Y is equals to 1 minus x. So let's say we have x, y, and say take any number. Let's say when x is equals to 0, substitute there and you find y is equals to 1. Supposing x is equals to 5, then y will be 1 minus 5, which is negative 4. We can take a third one to confirm. Let's say when x is negative 3, then you get 1 minus negative 3, which gives you 4. So we can now plot those points, 0, 1, 0, 1, then 5, negative 4, 5, 4, 5, negative 4, 5, negative 4 should be right there, and then negative 3, 4, negative 3, 4. So you have this, you can see that we can draw the straight line joining them. So this is the graph of y is equals to 1 minus x. So the process is the same to get the point of intersection where the curve intersects with the line y is equals to 1 minus x, and those points, the values of x for those points will be in my graph here, it is approximately x is equals to negative 1.4, and the other one is x is equals to positive 1. So you can see that we can solve different kinds of quadratic equations using one graph or curve of a given quadratic equation. And that is how you approach that. So with that, we come to the end of today's lesson. Thank you for listening. I hope you have enjoyed. Remember, again, you can get more tips from us by SMSing MAT3. Then you send that to 21126. Thank you and bye-bye.